Okay, we are there. Let's cue the theme song. Let's do this. Where is it? I lost it. All right, you ready?
Yep.
It's not playing. Okay, I'm going to sing it. Dun, 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 dun.
I can do a little. There we go. I haven't done that in years. I may hurt my shoulder, but that's all right.
Oh my goodness. I don't know what's happening, but it says couldn't load file. It's not playing. Let's try it one more time.
Sure. That was awesome.
Yeah, that worked really, really well, didn't it? Okay, I really want the music today. We gotta do this.
I'll keep them busy. Everybody, get up.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, it's not happening. Hello. All right, let's do it again. Ready? We decided we were going to do the worm.
Yeah, there it is. The wave, right? I give it back to you. Oh, wow. I know that. Good. We keep going.
The internet just got really funky all of a sudden, too. Crazy stuff.
It's a metaphor for these times, right, Kelly? It's just a metaphor.
You know, isn't that the truth? We are all dealing with, being live all the time. Things are just funky and weird, and we go with it. I think it's really cool. Like, that is honestly one of the advantages of the situation that we are in. We just get to go with it.
Agree.
Okay. So Julio, I would love it if you would please introduce yourselves and tell us a little bit. First of all, let me say, you guys, this is the Fit Pros show. I created this show to get fitness professionals information, resources, and connected to each other. This month, I'm doing another takeover with SCW Fitness Education, and that will culminate in the live show that happens. Ooh, Julio, is it November 5th?
I'll be November 7th, Saturday, 10:35 a.m. Eastern time.
So you're on Saturday, I'm on Sunday, and there'll be programming on Friday as well. And so that'll be the live stream. That's at scwfit.com. And today we have the one, the only, the great Julio. How do you say your last name?
Oh, you're talking about me, Julio Salado.
Salado, thank you.
O at the end.
Thank you very much. Will you give us a little introduction?
Sure, it was my pleasure. So you can call me just Coach Julio. Thank you again, Kelly, for the invite. And I will share really briefly, and then I'll discuss what I have. I give kudos to Kelly. She's doing an amazing job and pivoting to online and helping us, because we're going to help each other. And I just wanted to say to everyone in front of her that I'm very grateful for what you're doing for our community.
That's an amazing. I appreciate that.
That's what we do. So that being said, I'm Coach Julio. I am the founder of fitnessfoundry.net or .com. I've been a personal trainer, continuing educational provider, and a community activist, in the sense, meaning I'm always for the betterment of our community, health and fitness wise, for over 15 years. I am here today to share a little bit more about that. So this is the best part. I don't know what else to say. I'm passionate about what I do. I've been in the industry for a while. I have gray hair. I'm an author of 3 books. I have about 5 continuing education courses. I have a diabetic cat. She was a rescue cat. I give her insulin every day. I'm human, and I'm always learning. But one thing I do know is that by us working together and sharing together, we can realize that some things work and some things we can work on. So for example, business-wise, building our business, there are old school ways that can be applied to the new school way of using the internet and social media. And I would love to share any of that. And I know Kelly is doing very well with that. And I know you guys are also doing well with it too. So
I love it. That's a perfect introduction. And that tells us so much about you. And I love what you said about business and how things are evolving. As you saw at the beginning of the show, I was having a little difficulty. And that's just how things are these days. It's about connection, not perfection.
Very well said. And I see how I smile, Kelly's smiling. If you're not smiling and while you're watching this, we'll make you smile. So hopefully what you get out of my little interview here is something that Maya Angelou says. People will forget what you say, but they will never forget will never forget how you made them feel. So that came out the best way, but I think you get my vibe. And that also applies to building relationships for new clientele, retention and referrals and networking.
So true.
I want to say that.
Beautiful quote too. I love it. I love it. You guys throw up some smiley faces and some hearts and let us know that you're here. I would love to see you come in and say hello. Say hello to Coach Julio. And you guys, I'm going to start firing away just a few little questions for Coach Julio.
Thank you.
First being these. So this is kind of the standard 5 questions I've been asking all of my SCW guests. Give me a little background. Tell me how you got started in the industry.
Me?
Mm-hmm. Please.
So I will. And I forgot to mention, I should add some credentials here. So I'm a NSCA recognized certified personal trainer with distinction. So I paid my dues in that sense. And the best part about saying that is that if you are certified, you are exactly the same as me. That's pretty much it. So we have the same skill set and we pass the same competency test to be of service to our community and to help people live healthier lives. But I just want to throw that out there that I am also certified, a verified professional according to your Facebook page, which I love when I saw that, by the way. So I'm
that everybody's vetted.
Yeah, I saw that. I love that part. I'm like, that's perfect.
Hey, we are private, y'all. Once you get in that group, you can say anything. We are not going to tell each other's clients. We're not going to let anybody in who's just lurking. Yeah, it is important to me as far as the Fit Pros Connect group.
Agree. So very briefly, I won't take too much time. So I am from Boston, and I still live right outside of Boston. This is important to understand why I'm still in the industry and what I do. When I was younger, I was overweight and I suffered from what I know now was depression. So just put those together. I was overweight and I had depression. And fast forward to now, I know how to live with depression and I can manage it. I'm a survivor, not a victim of it anymore. So I want to put that out. And that came over a period of time. So the overweight part, I was experiencing the phenomenon of the roller coaster of weight loss and gain until I became a personal trainer. So when I became a personal trainer, I learned the science of weight loss because there is one behind there. Prior to me becoming a personal trainer, I was going to the gym and a trainer saw me who thought I was a trainer. Now raise your hand, give me a thumbs up if anyone, or if you ever thought of someone, hey, is that person a trainer? Before COVID. So this is about 15 years ago. And he came up to me and he said, are you a trainer? I said, no. I said, why? He said, I see how you're communicating. This is go back to the Maya Angelou quote to our members. I said, I'm just being of help. That's it. And then he kept asking me, I know he kept bringing this up. Would you like to be a trainer? And at that time, I was gainfully employed with a 9-to-5 job. After about 3 months of him doing this is at a YMCA. So that shows how old school I am in Boston. He gave me a book. I'm really going to date myself, Kelly. The certification book was from AFA. Mm-hmm. If you're Group X, you're familiar with AFA. Yeah, they have back then they called it a personal fitness trainer, I think. It wasn't like personal trainer. So never mind. So when I opened that book, I fell in love with the science. And then when I fell in love with the science, I had to make a plan that ties into building your business online and having referrals and making a big impact in our community. I had to create a time plan of when I was going to build my business around my 9-to-5. So I would go 6 to 8 at the gym and then 5 to closing. And I still had, and then the day come, I had enough savings. I said, I'm going to jump in and I never looked back. When I say jump in, awesome. I just been doing training since then.
That is awesome. So you said 2 things that I thought were really interesting. So I want to kind of jump in with 2 follow-up questions. And the first was that you said that somebody was kind of approaching you at the gym, which I think has happened to almost everybody that I've asked this set of questions to is that they kind of they were gym rats and then they turned into, gym professionals. What do you think differentiates a gym rat versus somebody who decides to go into the profession full time?
So what's different between a gym rat and someone who wants to go into the profession full time? I'll be straight up. It has to be finances as part of it. Mm-hmm. So we think about it as like, hey, I can make money, right? And I can also help people. I have yet to meet someone who's a fitness professional, Group X, health coach, whatever title you have, that did not come into this business because they want to help people, which is fantastic. That's a service provider. But we're not dumb. We also got to pay our bills, and that's where the skills of being a salesperson comes in. And that's part of one of the things I call how to become an A-list trainer, which is you need to develop both skills, which is a service provider, which I know everyone here is pretty good at, making people sweat and doing it a safe way. And the other part is building a business, which unfortunately I use the 4-letter word, Kelly, sales, because you can have the best marketing, but unless you say to someone, you know what, it's time for you to sign up. Yeah. See, that might make me feel uncomfortable, but that's what we have to do.
But you know what? The 4-letter word here in this industry these days is not sales or sell, it's free. So I'm teaching the boot camp this week. And I said at the beginning of the boot camp, if you tell me free or donation, I'm sending you an invoice for a PayPal invoice and you're putting it in the cuss bucket because we are not talking about free anymore. So sales, it's important. I call it inviting, maybe you're not selling in the sense that you're giving some sort of pitch or, using some sort of tactic, but you still have to offer and you have to ask for the money. You do. Well, it's important to build business skill set.
This is awesome. And we can say it so many different ways. So if sales make you uncomfortable, I have to say this. I'm pretty direct in a friendly way, smiling. You have to learn to get comfortable being uncomfortable. Yeah. You want to pay your bills. So this is a sales way. Hey, I'm speaking to someone who's a prospect who just came in my boot camp. I only have your best interest, Kelly. Listen to what I'm going to say. I only got your best interest. You're doing great, but we need you to sign up because now you're part of the team. Mm-hmm. You're part of the team. You hear what and I got these options, so I'm going to send them to you via email, or I'm going to send it to you, and then we can follow up. All right?
I love that. That's so perfect, and it reminds me of something another thing I've been saying, and just that I heard lately, which is people who pay attention. They're only going to put the value on it that you kind of force them to take out of their wallet and put on it.
It's a big value. It's great. You're helping with their life. And these days, it's much more than physical. It's always been more. It's more emotional and mental.
Mm-hmm. So true. So that brings me to the second follow-up question that I had for you. You talked about depression, and you feel like you are a depression. A depression. You said you're not a depression victim, but you're a depression survivor, or
I'm a survivor.
Yes. So tell me, what was the turning point? What was the big differentiator for you in that situation?
Well, there is a period of time, and whatever you want to call it, I'm not going to be offended. Mental illness, chemically shortchanged. So there's another joke. I learned that sometime years ago. I'm chemically shortchanged. I can't change biologically what's happening. But there was a period of time where I didn't know that my mood swings, my insomnia, all those behaviors, and being sad when everything is great for a period of time, my friend. I'm saying clinically depressed, not just sad, clinically depressed, okay? There was a time when I didn't have a label. I didn't have an understanding of where that was coming from. So how I used to treat it was by working out excessively, extremely. Mm-hmm. You get adrenal fatigue. Some of you may be going through that. Mm-hmm. And then the adrenal fatigue makes it worse. So that was spiraling. So I personally have had something you never have to go through. I've had lows in my life, where I had to put everything down, shut it down. And because I've had a few people in my life that did some check-ins, I was able to develop this old school treatment protocol. And then there's more, was asking for help. There was a time when it came, I said, I really don't know what to do. I can help you lose weight. I can help you perform better for your next competition. I can help you with corrective exercises. But there was a time I was like, I really don't know. I feel like I'm stuck in somewhere. And then I had to accept the fact that there is a little bias in the fitness industry that, you can't do anything medical. You can't go to a doctor. No, that's part of a team. So I had to get medical help. And then with that, everything overlapped. And since then, I call myself a survivor of it.
That is beautiful. I think I'm so glad that you mentioned that, and I appreciate that so much. Thank you for being open and honest. It's a conversation that we just don't have often enough. And a lot of us in the fitness industry will say, oh, I mean, I know I've done this with people in my life. Oh, you're depressed or you're having issues. Just get into a yoga class. Just do, because we know that those endorphins feel so good, and we know how good we feel after we work out. And so we'll constantly just be pushing people to work out as a cure for their depression. But you're saying that you were working out almost too much, and that was not going to be the thing that was going to bring you out of it.
Yeah, we have to use the right terms like we do in fitness. We use a specific adaptation and imposed demand said, this principles, right? Certain terminology. And the terminology I'm using is clinically depressed. There's a tremendous difference between that, and we should stay within our scope of knowledge, of practice.
Absolutely.
1,000%.
So
So if I have a person, friend, client, who I've witnessed that they've been, for like months or something on end, I'll say, is there anything I can do for you? Or I share, because I don't wear what I just share with you on my sleeve. Like, hey, I'm a survivor. No, when the opportunity comes, I bring it up. And everyone has unique experience. And I know we can do that in your boot camp. You may notice someone that might be acting a little bit different, and then you pull them aside, via email or something. And then call them. I'm a big, what's the word I'm looking for? Advocate of even in these times to phone call or Skype. I'm getting used to the Skype stuff like that. So, but hopefully that helps.
So good. So what's your favorite thing about your career?
The favorite thing about my career is that it's powerful. After you do this for a couple of years, when you get someone, who sends you an email and it says, well, Julio, I can close my eyes now when I take a shower, and thank you for what you've done. Meaning, like, she had a fear of falling, and then I didn't do anything. I just guided her in classes, balance training. This is actually a class that I have for seniors, and she sends me a message like that she can shut her eyes. Actually, not when she's showering, when she's washing her hair.
Mm-hmm.
That sums it up.
I love that so much. I work with seniors as well. In yoga, I have a class that I used to teach at a community center, and now I teach it completely online. But knowing what those women and men can do because they are getting that stretching and strengthening regularly, it's huge. It's huge for their lives, and it makes me feel so good. And I also had a man that came in and said that he took 6 strokes off of his golf game because of yoga, and that's great too.
Oh, you get the boot camp thing. You can tailor it, right? You could be a what do they call that? Prenatal or postnatal, right? And then, like, I've had clients, people say, I'm also prenatal certified, postpartum. And then I have diastasis. Hey, guess what? There's a science behind that, and then they're afraid of doing something because of the fear is stopping them. But then, because the trust that we build with our boot camps and classes, they will trust you, and then they will start to gradually build that confidence, which is empowering.
Love it. Love empowerment. That's the word right there.
Yeah.
Love it. What do you do to practice self-care?
So I use my cat as a therapy cat.
I love that.
She hasn't gone through any schooling or formal education. She's snapping over there. She might.
Does she have a vest?
No, she's not a certified. No, none of that. So that's part of my self-care. I go for walks. I practice Tai Chi. And that's the basics. I make sure I'm eating the food that helps me, that doesn't contribute to like sugar spikes and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of level. Hey, we're in a pandemic. I'm human. My stress can go up and down. I don't need to feed myself stuff that's going to make my sugar go up so high and keep me so elevated and I crash. So I do my best to practice self-care.
Nice. Very good. Very good. Okay, so this is probably the meatiest one. I can't wait to hear what you have to say about this. what do you see as the biggest opportunity for fitness professionals right now in the industry?
There is no limit. So pretty much, so you want to think outside the box, because right now, as everything is you can have a hybrid model. So if you want to do boot camps outside, if you want to do online, there's a whole different ballgame now, in the sense where you can start having your programs, your business with technology wearables. Wearables.
Yeah.
So you can start to not just have, hey, this is Coach Julio's boot camp. No, it'd be like, this is Coach Julio's boot camp with this type of equipment. So it could be a wristwatch, whatever we have. And then that's where I see that there's a huge opportunity for us to take advantage. And you can find which technology you may use, which wearable, and you can put that on your website as, in your store. So it's limitless.
Love it. I completely agree. I've been saying for a while that I feel like, especially because of what has happened, that 2020, 2021, these are the years that the individual fitness instructor and personal trainer really learns how to come out and build their own audience and make their own income. And the sky is the limit. You're so right.
Yeah, I agree. And we're living proof.
Yes, truly. My career was completely different 6 months ago. I was not working as fitness instructors like I am now.
Mine was a hybrid, but it's no longer like that. It was heavily on one side of the one-to-one.
Mm-hmm.
Now, like everyone else, I had to get very uncomfortable and just, take just like what I did when I came to the career. I just jumped into it, the online world, and I said, let's see what I can do.
Beautiful. What is one thing that you know now that you did not know starting out, you wish you knew?
That I wish I knew? Oh man, that's tough. I think what, in fitness or in life or?
In your fitness career.
All right, there's two ways to look at it. So throughout my career, my style of fitness, the way I've never been on salary, except when I was like a assistant director, and that was still a hybrid. So I've always been commission based. So like when we're online, that's your commission based, pretty much, because you have to
eating what you kill.
Yeah, and then you have and by the way, you can also get passive income too. So I always was usually in the top 3 monthly for sales. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and then I learned the hard way that once I get my business, I don't have to. What helps you pay the bill. You don't have to always be number 1. That's what I'm getting at.
Interesting. So tell me more. Tell me more.
So when once you become, it's okay to, once you see don't get caught up into being number 1, because that can get tiring, you can burn out, and we're more than being number 1. Is what I'm saying. We're number 1 all the time. You don't have to be temporarily for a month number 1, and then the next month is like no. So you want to, obviously, if you're working with an employer, you got to meet the minimum requirement, right? But once you meet that minimum requirement, you should just do you. Do what you got to do to pay for your bills and to sustain your family. And if you want to be number 1, you can definitely work at it. But that was something I learned, that it's okay not to be number 1.
Wow, I love that. That's really powerful, especially for the fitness industry. We are all type A's. We are all super competitive. We all have so much drive. And it's important to realize that you can kind of define your own level of success and feel like you succeeded without necessarily feeling like you have to be number 1 measuring yourself against everybody else. You don't have to measure yourself.
Right. And that's not we came into the industry to help people. If you want to know that you're number 1, ask your client, why are you training with me? And they will tell you why. And then you will feel like you're number 1.
I love that. I love that. I recently polled my virtual studio business accelerator group, and I was asking them, how are they going to define their success? It's a 6-month program. And I was saying, how are you going to define your success in this program? And I thought that they were going to say money, and they didn't say money. They said number of people impacted.
Right. And that ties into the numbers, though, money-wise, because you can't manage what you can't measure, right? So that's an old school way. So I'm pretty sure if you're getting a lot of feedback that you're great and all that, then it's only a matter of time financially you're going to meet that threshold that you need. And then if you want to be like, hey, I want to have a higher threshold, guess what? You can. So they kind of parallel each other. When you're impacting lives, they do parallel each other. Your finances and your not credentials. What's the word I'm looking for? Accolades, not your impact.
Yeah, impact. I love it. So powerful. So are you more groups or small groups or personal training?
I am more one-on-one.
Okay.
This is the best part about being online. I can also spin off to do a group boot camp. It just depends on what I want to fit in my schedule.
Yes.
So if you are 100% boot camp right now, you can actually spin off, depends on your schedule, to one-on-one. So, the model, they all overlap.
Absolutely. And you can make it whatever is right for you right now, whatever feels good.
Great. Yeah.
We were talking about that in boot camp today, that I encourage people to create a free Facebook group and then to have this pool of people that they can market from. And I said, make your free Facebook group they're not delivering workouts for free. Free is the F word. So this is just a Facebook group of people that have similar interests. But once you do it correctly, if you're having fun in there, that's the key. It's all about just really enjoying what you're doing.
Can I add a little
yes.
something to what you said about the word free? This is something I was thinking about a couple of months ago. So how can I say this? I can personally say like, hey, this is a free workshop. Just hear me out, right? On Facebook. This is a free. It's going to be educational. So then I just feel like, so you're going to learn like what's the difference of fat versus muscle? Why are you working out hardcore in a group setting? Now, as I'm providing this, now I have to be straightforward. This is just, I'm going to try. You can say it's free, but I am willing to take donations.
Absolutely.
Because if you don't say that, it's like when you go to certain restaurants, that we're all trying to make ends. People are not stupid. If you can say, I'm actually doing my best, I'm offering free, but if you want to contribute, swallow the pride. It's okay. And then that's people going to know. This might not come across the right way. And maybe I'm not articulating it the same way, but it's not black or white, like free or not. There could be a way, there's a gray area. So I just want to throw that out there. It's a different business model is what I'm getting at.
Yes, absolutely. There are definitely ways to monetize free. I mean, when you look at the people who are giving away, like the big Instagram stars that are giving away free workouts, or big YouTubers who give away full-length free workouts, there's a strategy behind it. It's not because they're just, yes, they may be altruistic, but Yoga with Cassandra on YouTube, she has 1.2 million followers and she does free yoga workouts and they are amazing and she's a great instructor. But guess what? She also certifies instructors and has all kinds of online programs that you can buy into. And the free yoga is just exposure for her. That's not the model that I encourage instructors to do at all, but it's an example of how you can strategize free and there's a reason for it. I encourage instructors just to get paid right now.
Yeah, 100%. And what you're saying, like your model works 100%. So follow Kelly's model. Works.
Julio, what will you be teaching at SCW?
I am teaching, and everyone's invited, and I expect everyone to be there, chronological versus physiological age. Age is nothing but a number.
Ooh, I want to be there. Okay, hold on. I'm writing that down. Chronological. And do you know the date and time of your presentation?
Yes, it's going to be November 7th, which is a Saturday at 10:35 a.m. I believe it's a 90-minute workshop. It's hands-on, meaning I will have you experience some of my, what I call auxiliary exercises. It's from my Sparta Seniors book. You just Google that, it will come up. And every day I'm posting information, exercises for older adults. And here's the last caveat of it. I include people's fear and perception of limitations, meaning you have to understand certain, especially older adults, they may not want to do an exercise because they have a fear. And if we can extract that from them and learn about it, we can start to build the trust and have them do small exercises to help overcome that fear. That's part of my workshop.
So important. I love the idea of small steps in order to overcome a fear.
Yes. Thank you.
Wonderful. Julio, thank you so much for being on today. I think this has been really informative, and you are a wealth of information and a wealth of knowledge, and I just appreciate it so much.
Thank you for having me. It was fun, and I wish everyone well.
I appreciate it. Okay, y'all. And so that is it for today for the Fit Pro Show. I appreciate you being here. As you guys know, you've seen everything that's going on in the group right now. We're doing the Sell Out Your Online Workout Boot Camp right now. So you've seen all that stuff going on. If you are not registered, go to fitprosconnect.com/bootcamp and register there. That way you will also get all the emails and the good information that you need to help you make sense of all the videos that you're seeing.
Yeah.
All right. And that's what I've got for you, you guys. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Kelly. Namaste.